All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we're opening up the programmer's toolkit to get you totally comfortable with one of the most fundamental skills for your GCSE computer science exam, basic string manipulation in Python.
So, before we start using our tools, we need to know what we're working with. What is a string, really? Well, it's just a sequence of characters. It could be a name, a password, a whole sentence. If it's text, Python sees it as a string.
Okay, here's the game plan for this workshop. We'll start with the basics, then we'll get into measuring and shaping strings, and we'll finish up with how you can use all these skills to really nail your exams. So, let's jump in.
Right. First up, the secret life of strings. Now here's the thing you've got to remember. Almost any data you get from a user or a read from a file, it starts its life as a string. So knowing how to handle them isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely crucial.
And look how easy it is to make one in Python. You just grab a variable name, here we're using spam, use an equal sign, and then put your text in quote marks. Boom, done. You've now stored that whole sentence and you're ready to work with it.
Okay, so now that we know what a string is, let's grab our first set of tools. These are for when you need to know something about a string with actually changing it. Think of it as inspection. So first question, how do we find out how long a string is?
For that, we use the len function. Think of len as your trusty tape measure. You give it a string and it tells you exactly how many characters are in it. And yeah, that includes every single space and punctuation mark.
And here's a perfect example. We make a variable called food, and we put the word eggs in it. Then we ask Python, hey, what's the length of food? And it comes right back with the answer 4. Simple as that.
All right, next up, what if you don't want the whole string, but just a little piece of it? This is a super common task, and the technique is called slicing. It's kind of like taking scissors to a sentence and cutting out just the part you need. So look at the code here. Those square brackets are where the magic happens. We're telling Python, start at position 0 and give me all the characters up to but not including position 5. And here's the golden rule you have to remember for your exam. Python always starts counting from 0.
Now, this is a neat little shortcut that'll make your code look much cleaner, and it's something examiners love to see. If you leave out that first number before the colon, Python just assumes you mean start right from the beginning. It's a handy time saver.
Okay, we've measured strings. Now it's time to get our hands dirty and actually start shaping and combining them. These tools don't just inspect the text, they help us build brand new strings.
You know how sometimes you need all your text to be in, say, all caps or all lowercase? This is especially important when you're dealing with input from a user. Well, for that we've got the incredibly useful .upper and .lower methods. Check this out. When we call .upper on our spam variable, we get back a brand new string that's all uppercase. Same for .lower. And here's a key point. The original spam variable doesn't actually change. You're getting a modified copy back.
Okay, but why is this so useful? Well, here's a classic exam scenario. Using .lower makes checking what a user has typed in so much easier and makes your code way more reliable. This little trick is a lifesaver. See how we've tacked .lower right onto the end of the input function? That means whatever the user types, it gets converted to lowercase instantly. So now, we don't care if they typed blue, blue, or even blue, our if statement will catch it every time.
All right, our next tool is all about joining strings together. The fancy word for it is concatenation, but really it's just like gluing bits of text end to end to make a longer sentence. You'll be doing this all the time. So that plus equals thing, you see, that's just a handy shortcut. It basically means take what's already in the spam variable and add this new bit and eggs onto the end. It's perfect for building up messages to show to your user.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. The next tool doesn't change anything at all. Instead, it just asks a simple question about the string, a yes or no question. This is our go-to for searching and validating text.
And that tool is the in operator. This thing is awesome for checking if a little piece of text exists somewhere inside a bigger one. It doesn't tell you where it is, just is it in there? And the answer is always a straightforward true or false.
And this shows it perfectly. Python checks, is the word spam inside spam and eggs? Yep, so it gives us true. But then it asks, is gourd in Brave Sir Robin? Nope, not there, so we get false. Super simple, super powerful.
All right, let's bring this all home. For your GCSE exam, the real skill isn't just knowing what each tool does in isolation.
It's about knowing how to pick the right tools from your toolkit and use them together to solve a problem. So here's your exam cheat sheet. First, you're going to use .lower and in together to check user input like a pro. Second, you'll use that plus sign for concatenation to build really clear messages. And third, you'll use slicing and the in operator to dig through text and find what you're looking for. Nailing these 3 things is a huge step towards top marks.
And there you have it, the essentials of your string manipulation toolkit. We've gone from measuring and slicing to changing case and searching. So the question is, now that you've got the tools, what problem are you going to solve first? Get coding and put these skills to the test. Thanks for watching.